It was just another Friday night. I was driving my taxi through the city's deserted streets, my gaze fixed on the road, illuminated only by the dim streetlights. Fares were few and far between, the night eerily quiet, perhaps too quiet. That's when she appeared. A lone figure standing under a street lamp, arm raised. A young woman dressed in a summer dress despite the biting cold. She seemed lost, perhaps in distress. I slowed down, pulling up beside her. "Where can I take you?" I asked, rolling down the window. "Ashton Street," she replied in a soft, almost melancholic voice. There was something off about her demeanor, but I didn't dwell on it. I let her in, and we were on our way. The journey was silent. She stared out the window, seemingly absorbed by the night's shadows. I tried to strike up a conversation, but her responses were brief, evasive. When we arrived at the specified address, an old, seemingly abandoned house stood before us. The paint peeling, the windows shattered. It looked like it hadn't been lived in for years. "Is this where you live?" I asked, surprised. She nodded wordlessly, opening the door to get out. Before closing the door, she turned towards me, her eyes finally meeting mine. "Thank you," she said, before disappearing into the darkness of the house. I waited a moment, expecting to see some light turn on inside. But nothing. The house remained engulfed in complete darkness. Intrigued and somewhat concerned, I decided to follow my instincts and investigate. Approaching the front door, I found it ajar. "Hello?" I called out, but only my voice's echo responded. I explored the house, each empty, dust-covered room, confirming it was indeed uninhabited. No sign of the young woman. It was as if she had vanished into thin air. Returning to my taxi, I decided to do a quick search on my phone. Ashton Street abandoned house. And that's when chills ran down my spine. Newspaper articles, stories of disappearances, all leading to this house. And among the photos of the victims, her face, the same young woman, vanished without a trace exactly 10 years ago. I got back into my taxi, heart pounding. As I started the engine, I cast a final glance in the rearview mirror. And there, in the reflection, I saw her, sitting in the back of the taxi, staring at me with a sad smile. But when I turned around, there was no one there.